We just closed on our first apartment complex, 129 doors in Ridgeland, Mississippi. I actually found out about this deal from a friend of mine, and because of our relationship, you won't believe what I actually did in buying this apartment complex.
Shout out to Steve Trang.
If you're new to this channel, I'm Steve Trang, nationally recognized sales trainer, real estate wholesaler and flipper, podcaster, YouTuber. I own a brokerage, a title company, houses, apartments, and I own a bank.
My good friend Stephanie Betters bought an apartment complex, and after she bought it, she posted about it on Facebook. And after she posted, I reached out to her and asked her more questions about the apartment complex because I kind of had my eye into getting the apartments. I was kind of interested, and because that one already closed, that was not an option for me. But I asked her to keep me posted on the next one. Now, Stephanie, I actually have known for a couple of years. When I first started working with Gary Harper, she was the one that basically closed me into working with Gary Harper. Now, after that, I learned more that she actually runs a really good business in North Carolina. And not only does she have a good business, she also started Left Main, which is a CRM, which is what our whole company uses. And I got to know her better through Collective Genius. And then after that, she actually came onto my podcast, Real Estate Disruptors, where we did a full-blown interview learning more about her and her business. So when she told me she had an apartment complex, I didn't do very much research. Basically, I asked her, like, are you putting money into this deal? And if yes, then I am absolutely interested in doing this deal with you. Like I said, I didn't really do very much research on this property. So in preparing for this video, I actually called Stephanie and asked her some more questions about the property. And here's what we uncovered. As it turns out, the seller is based in the Northeast, and they have other apartments, but they were kind of overwhelmed. So even though they had apartments and had some other rental properties, this property has some deferred maintenance. And actually, when they first bought this property, a fire burnt down 8 of the units. So they actually renovated a good chunk of the building, but because of deferred maintenance, they weren't able to get the maximum return on the property. When they originally had it listed, it was $118,000 per door. But with Stephanie and the other person that eventually bought this deal, they bought it for $95,000 per door, or really a little bit less than $95,000. So for me as an investor, I can't tell you I own 129 doors, right? That would be outright lying. I am a minority partner. I own a small sliver of the building, but at the end of the day, I get to say I own an apartment complex. And the way they actually found this deal was from calling and mailing large multifamily owners in the area, and they found this one. And the rents were a little below market value. Now, when they bought this property, they bought it for $12.25 million. And what they needed to do was raise $5.1 million for funding through a 506B. Now, if you're not familiar with a 506B, basically, this is a regulation from the SEC that requires to have some sort of existing relationship from whoever lends you the money. So Stephanie and I, we can validate, right, that we do have an existing relationship through multiple points of contact. So she didn't solicit this. She didn't post it on Facebook or Twitter. I'm looking to raise some money to buy apartments. She reached out to me after I indicated to her that I was interested in buying an apartment complex. And the one thing that gave me the greatest peace of mind was the fact that they, as the investors, as the general partners, are investing about $1 million of their own money into this deal. Now, here's the thing. The original sellers that sold us the property are still partners in the deal. So it's not like they completely disappeared. They're still involved. They just realized that there's a little bit more than they can handle. So they brought in other partners. Now, why did I invest in this particular deal? Did I want more cash flow? Actually didn't care about cash flow one bit. The only reason why we're investing in apartments is because I'm paying way too much in taxes. So I was looking for bonus depreciation. And basically what happens is in lending $100,000 to Stephanie and the other people involved in the deal, I get to report about $40,000 to $50,000 in losses and income to Uncle Sam. So I give $100,000. I'm going to collect 10% interest on that $100,000, so $10,000 a year for the next 3 years. And after 3 years, they're going to refinance out of this, and I get my $100,000 back plus my original $30,000. And I still own a part of the apartment complex forever until they sell their property. And for me, this was purely a tax savings play. But what is great is after they go through and they fix the property up and they finish getting the market rents to the right spot, this property is going to be worth $20 million. So they bought this property for 12 and a quarter, and it's going to be worth $20 million. Pretty good situation to be in. And again, I own a tiny sliver of that property. At the end of the day, this apartment actually is a really good deal. It's going to be worth $20 million after they repair all the deferred maintenance, as well as getting all the market rents to the right spot. So I trusted my friend to make sure it was a good deal. I should have done my research. I'm not that kind of person, but it is a good deal. So it's a happy ending. So if you guys are interested in apartments, I can't sit here and tell you I'm looking to raise funds. That would be illegal. But if you guys are interested, comment below. Let me know. Maybe we can have a conversation to see if maybe you want to get into apartments in the future. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We also have a Discord channel. So if you're interested in apartments, jump into our Discord and introduce yourself.